We have breaking inputs coming in. ISRO has shared the latest on Chandrayaan-3 mission. These are the pictures shared by ISRO, and according to the tweet that has been put out, these images were in fact clicked by Pragyan Rover by the navigation camera on board the rover.
So the pictures that are now being shared by ISRO on your television screens is Vikram as seen by Pragyan. So the Pragyan rover that came out from the lander and thereafter it turned and it has been clicking pictures. And this is the picture of the lander, Deepak, that has now been shared by the rover.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it, that we are able to get these pictures not just from the moon's surface and, various other experiments that are being conducted, but also this is a picture that will go down in the history books. This is India on the lunar surface. This is a picture of the lander that has now come to the fore. They're also, of course, pointing out the two payloads, the CHAS and ILSA, that is, of course, conducting experiments. They had also put out the details of the experiments that's being conducted by these two payloads. Earlier, the lander had, of course, captured videos and even pictures of the rover as well. And now it seems like, the rover is returning the favor.
Absolutely. The lander there standing firm and tall on the lunar surface, where in fact Chandrayaan-2 we saw crash landing. This time around the landing area was increased, Deepak. The legs were made stronger for a proper landing. And now of course the study continues. Sulfur has been detected, oxygen has been detected along with other metals.
Yes, and this experiment, of course, will continue for 14 days on Earth. It's just been a couple of days, of course, and one lunar day is when the rover is expected to continue the experiments before the temperatures, of course, drop, which makes it extremely difficult for the rover to function after that. It, of course, functions on solar energy, and with the help of this energy itself, as of now, the data is being transmitted as well. So, very crucial updates that are being put out by ISRO, even as in a couple of days from now, another important mission to the sun as well is going to begin.
Absolutely, because Deepak, these pictures are going to go down in the history books, because this is, if we can say, the new name that has now been given. This is the Shiv Shakti point, where the lander actually, made a safe landing, a soft landing, and a safe landing that was made. This is the Shiv Shakti point.
Yes, absolutely. And the Prime Minister, of course, coining that name while he was here in Bengaluru, the scientists, of course, and the entire fraternity was happy with that name being coined. The Tiranga point, of course, will be the other one where the Chandrayaan-2 lander had, of course, landed on the moon's surface. So a very important update that's coming in from it.
Deepak, stay on with us. We have scientist Ajay Lele joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Lele, thank you very much for giving us your time. Now, this is very, very exciting and interesting. ISRO also keeping us all updated. Now, the latest is the picture of lander that has been shared by a camera, which was on board rover.
Yeah, I think after the entire mission became successful, the next part of the mission was a very successful operation of a rover and lander. As we have seen last 2 to 3.
Sir, I'm just going to come across to you in just a bit. I'm told Mr. Madhavan Nair is with us here on the broadcast. Sir, good afternoon to you. Pictures after pictures are continuously being shared, first by the lander and now by the rover, sir.
Good afternoon. My compliments to ISRO team. Everything is going like clockwork, and rover is out there searching for various objects. Of course, the visual image is something which is very important. And not only that, last day, it identified a sort of a crater and then steered clear of that. So that means its navigation system based on the optical instruments are working very well. In addition, the scientific data which is coming in is extremely useful, and they have already identified several elements which are there on the surface of the moon. And of course, they have a similarity to Earth. It is expected. But to what extent it is and what is the type of quantities, etc., one has to further investigate.
Absolutely. While we are, of course, looking at these updates coming in, we are also looking forward to India's first mission to study sun, I beg your pardon.
Yes, it's the next logical step as far as ISRO is concerned. And after the moon, the sun, we have to explore. And there are several phenomena which is happening on the sun, which is not understood very clearly. The solar flares, emissions, the solar wind, and the type of interference which takes place on the ground system due to radiation of magnetic field, the magnetic field affects the charged particles and so on. They are least understood. So this mission is going to throw a lot of light,
Right, sir.
having a continuous observatory there. And certainly it's going to be a great asset to the nation.
Right, sir.